Hi, we're going to show you how to get a new test set up on DS8. It's fairly simple. We're going to basically go down here to the new test setup. I'm going to, in the interest of time, I'm going to import a file from a previously saved test, so I have all the information for it. You can always save this on your new tests and import them yourselves. I'm going to click on import a test setup. All I am going to have to do is set up which machine I'm going to use and which channel, login channel I'm going to be using, which is channel number 2. It's an automatic soil consolidation test. Then, if I didn't have this information already saved, I would basically enter the project details, which include the information that you see here. Any comments can be, or additional details can be added in the comment box right there. Click next. And we're going to go on to the sample details about borehole ID, sample diameter, date, sample type, etc. More specimen details would include the specimen reference. Very important is the stiffness. We want to find out. We're going to make sure that we enter an appropriate stiffness from either very soft to very stiff. This will tell the PID controller how to perform the load application onto the sample. Any comments can also be added in there. And then the initial test conditions, which are going to include the ring number, the ring diameter, the ring weight, the ring height, of course, and then of course the information that would have the sample information, which would include the sample and ring weight combined, as well as the height, and whether the drainage is double-sided or single-sided, and which test method we're going to be using. In this case, we're going to select use test method B. Whether the sample was inundated or natural moisture, and if there was swell and pressure, we would include it in here as well. The next thing we're going to do is set up our test sequence. Basically, this is something that's been previously set up. I'm going to set up a new one. The first loading is always going to be seeding load of approximately 5 kPa for the standard. The next loading is going to be my actual loading stage, in which I'm going to select the time by which the time that it's going to take for this to end. So I'm going to go for the standard, select this 24 hours approximately. If I enable a settle band, though, I can actually tell it to automatically detect when the sample has consolidated or nearing consolidation. So essentially, if, for example, I want the if the machine or the software does not observe more than 0.01 millimeters of deflection over a span of 2 hours, for example, then essentially it's going to determine that it's already consolidated, and then it's going to skip over, or not skip over, but complete that test stage and then move over to the next one. Otherwise, if that doesn't happen, it'll happen at the amount of time based on the stage duration that I have set up. So once I do that, I'm just going to add a few more stages. These are loading stages, which double down on the pressure for each previous stage. And if I wanted to, I can also include unloading stages. In this case, I'm going to unload back to 100 kPa, for example, if I needed to. And then, as you can see, it'll basically copy and double down on the previous one before. So back down to 50, and then it would end at 0. So essentially, it would do one more last stage of 50 kPa. It would record the data for that unloading stage, and after that, the test would end. If I click next, I have the option to export that file, and if I wanted to save that data, and this is how you can save data so that you can run multiple samples without having to enter that data all the time. But at this point, if I click on my start test, the machine would then drop down the yoke and begin to apply the seeding load, and then move on to the actual consolidation stages. And over time, it would carry out the